What's up, guys? So I'm back, and I haven't figured out whether or not I want this to be something that I'm gonna do like every week or only when we have like major updates. But right now, we're having we've had major update just come out, and I had to do a video to let you guys know what's going on. So Gen 3 has been announced by PokemonGo Hub, and it is literally the single most important news of my life. More important than when I found out I was going to graduate from college on time. It was more important than everything that has happened in my life so far. Everything. More important than when I found out Barack Obama was going to be the first black president. Literally everything. Literally everything. No, just kidding. But really though, I am super excited about this news, and what we got, guys, is Gen 3 on the cusp. All we have to do is wait one more little week and we're gonna have it. So I'm gonna read to you guys really quick what PokemonGo Hub has put out on their website, and just kind of give you guys a little bit of knowledge about what we got going on right now. So it says it's happening. Yeah, it's happening. We now have almost all of the required Generation 3 files in the APK. We've done a quick data mine and our suspicions were confirmed. Gen 3 Pokemon audio clips are now in the APK, but more importantly, Gen 3 is coming this Halloween. Now, once you hear, sorry about that, once you hear something, when I first heard them say Gen 3 Pokemon audio clips, that was something that let me know, okay, that's great. That means that probably all of the Pokemon that they're gonna put into, all the Pokemon from Gen 3 that are, like not like crazy or super special like Delibird or Smeargle, they're probably gonna go ahead and release all of those into the game. But I don't think they're gonna do it all at once, but they are in the code. And when I say that because when I hear them say Pokemon audio clips, I'm hearing Pokemon cries, right? So every Pokemon has its own distinctive cry that no other Pokemon has. No other Pokemon has a cry anywhere near another Pokemon. Even Mew and Mewtwo have completely different cries, right? So none of, that's one thing that lets me know this is gonna be great. We got all, I think that all of the Pokemon are going to they're in the code and they're ready to be released at the drop of a hat. So all we got to do is just wait on Niantic to just go ahead and say, okay, this is when you're gonna get this is when you're gonna get that. But for right now, I'm thinking that the only Pokemon that we're gonna get are the ones that we have been speculating about, and those are the Gen 3 Ghost Pokemon. Now, they kind of almost didn't have any choice but to give us this, but I'm excited about it because it's kind of a preface to what we're going to be getting in the upcoming months. Because as Yan and I talked about on the episode that we released yesterday, Niantic let us know that they're working on a new battle mode for 2018. So what I'm thinking they're going to do as far as timeline is concerned is this. First, they're going to give us Gen 3 Ghost Pokemon for the Halloween, along with a Halloween event to hold us off for about a week or so or something, leading up into the month of November. And then after November, we're gonna hold, they may give us this, something like that, but they're probably gonna keep those Ghost Pokemon in the game and let us continue to see them in the wild for the month of November. Probably give us some type of event for, like that Thanksgiving, that little time frame, something in there. And probably around December, they're gonna give us all of the rest of the Pokemon for Gen 3. Now that's what I'm thinking, just because they're since they let us know that in 2018 they're going to be giving us a new battle mode. The best thing for them to do, the smartest thing for them to do, is to give us all of Gen 3, all of the Pokemon, so we can be out catching those Pokemon while they work on the new battle mode, just because you want us to have something to do. You want us to be busy. You want our minds and our fingers hitting those curveballs. You want all that stuff to be busy while we wait on you guys to rework the battle system and give us that new battle mode that you promised us, that John Hanke promised us. So that's what I'm thinking is gonna happen. Also, they said as a bonus, a new badge entry was added in the reference to Gen 3 Pokédex entries. A brand new Halloween 2017 loading screen and support for in-game nighttime Halloween music were added. Now, those were three major things that I just said there. A new badge entry. All right. So what does that mean exactly? A new badge entry. So far, what we know is that we get badges from gyms, period. So if we get a new badge entry in reference to Gen 3 Pokédex entries, that means that what? We get badges for gyms and we get badges for completing like certain little things, and walking 1,000 steps or catching 500 bug Pokemon or whatever. I wonder what it is that what are they gonna add? It says that the new badge entry was in reference to Gen 3 Pokédex entries. So do you guys think that they would give us a badge that says, okay, you catch this many Pokemon from Gen 3, and maybe it will, because as you guys know, a while back, when you cross a certain threshold with a certain badge, so say you catch 10 dark type Pokemon, more dark type Pokemon will show up. So if we catch 50 Generation 3 Pokemon, will we get more Gen 3 Pokemon to show up once we start to collect more of them? Will that be something that we got? Now I'm not sure if we have a Gen 2 badge or something like that, but I feel like we may have one like that. So hopefully we'll get something like that to actually help us to get those Gen 3 Pokemon at a good, fair type of pace. Now, one thing I don't want is to get the Gen 3 Pokemon too fast. I want to make sure, I want to get the Pokemon at a good rate, but I don't want to get them too fast. But I feel like we got the Gen 1 and the Gen 2 Pokemon kind of quickly, but I feel like that, since we're adding a whole, well, we don't know how many Pokemon they're going to give us from Gen 3, because we know they only gave us 80 from Gen 2. But, at first, they only gave us 80 from Gen 2, but they added more as we went along. But hopefully, since when Gen 3 comes out, there'll still be a healthy amount of Gen 1 and Gen 2 Pokemon to make us want to, get back out there and play a little more and kind of grind a little bit. So that we can catch those Gen 3 Pokemon, so that we won't, go out in a week we have 60% of the Gen 3 Pokédex completed, because I know a lot of us, went out and we did that. But hopefully now, since we still have a plethora of Pokemon in the code right now, in the game right now, we'll be able to kind of stretch it out a little bit, stretch it out and get those Gen 3 Pokemon at a pretty good pace. So they also talked about the Halloween 2007 loading screen. Now, guys, the new loading screen looks so great. I'm sure by the time that some of you see this, you will have seen the new loading screen and you already know about its awesomeness. But I absolutely love it. There's a full moon with a Zubat, Dusclops, Duskull, Shuppet, Gengar, a Sableye, and a Murkrow, all standing in front of the full moon on top of a hill with their shadows being cast over the hill into a pumpkin patch where the PokemonGo trainer is in the pumpkin patch. And if I'm not mistaken, he looks like he might have he has on a Pokemon hat, and it looks like the what's the Pokemon? Oh my gosh, the one with the eyes that look like they spin around. Is it Spinda? No. Uh, I can't remember this Pokemon's name for the life of me. I'm gonna think about it in a second, but I'm pretty sure it's Spinda. I'm pretty sure it's Spinda. But anyway, that's what that's what that the new the new what is it called? The new wallpaper. That's what the new wallpaper looks like. Okay, so moving on. The new so this next comment that I made that they made was major, right? Support for in-game nighttime Halloween music. If I could control the time in Pokemon Go like I could in the handheld games, I would keep it night all the time. And the thing is, I know a lot of people, most people I know don't play with the sound on at all. So you guys make sure you remember to turn the sound back on your games, because I know a lot of people don't play with the sound on anymore because they got tired of, you know, hearing some of those sounds, and it's okay, I understand. But this Halloween music, if they do what I think they're gonna do, which is kind of pull from the spooky, scary kind of music, that theme music with from the ghost areas in the handheld games, those spooky graveyard-esque areas in the game. If they pull from that, the music is gonna be really great, guys. You're gonna love it because they know that one thing that Niantic does know is that their player base loves that nostalgic feeling that we get from playing Pokemon Go, and that's a lot of the reason why most people came to play the game in the first place. And they know that I feel like they have to know that if they pull from those pull the music from those older games, like from Crystal and Pokemon Blue and Yellow and Red, if they pull the music from those games, from those spooky areas, and give them to us, if they even do it from Ruby and Sapphire, if they pull those scary music, that scary music from out of there, throw it in there for nighttime, that would be perfect. That would be absolutely perfect. I cannot wait. I'm thinking that probably once Gen 3 drops, I think me and Yan are probably going to go out, and I'm probably going to drop about 20 lures in the area. So I'm probably going to send out an invite to most people, to everybody, so they can kind of, you know, come out and play with us. But that we'll cross that bridge and get to it. I'm just a little bit excited right now. But I think that also, if Niantic decides to pull music from the older games and put that into Pokemon Go for the nighttime in-game music, I think that it'll be a great addition if they also kind of make us some new spooky type of music, something new for us to hear, something new for us to listen to, you know, give us a new kind of feel and a new type of thing for us to go with. And I think that would be absolutely phenomenal if they could do that, because I mean, why not? I mean, that would be great. Like, I'm definitely not against hearing some new music, because let's be honest, the reason that most of us don't play with the sound on is because we're tired of hearing the same sounds, the same audio cues that we've been hearing for the past almost, you know, year and a half, you know. So I think it's time for a change in the music, and this is gonna be good. And I feel like also, if it goes well, hey, why not just throw it in there randomly sometimes? Like, throw that Halloween themed music in there even after the event, just to switch it up. You know what I mean? I think that would be a great idea. Okay, so the next thing they got on here is, and yes, Gen 3 is coming for Halloween as featured in the new loading screen. So they also said that we don't want to overhype this release, but there is only one thing missing before Gen 3 can be fully released. And this is important. New moves and abilities. Now, I'm going to give you guys my take on abilities. Now, just in case you guys don't know, Pokemon introduced Pokemon abilities in Gen 3, and they were a major part of Pokemon from there on out into the present day. But in the current state of Pokemon Go, I just do not see how abilities can be efficiently and like put into the game in an effective manner. I just don't see how they're going to be able to juggle that. Now, and the reasons why, I'll give you reasons why, just because, you know, I'm the type of guy where I'm like, you know, I want to give you guys some reasons why things happen, right? So, for instance, for all you people that don't know what abilities are, an ability is ability is a thing that every Pokemon has. After Gen 3, every single Pokemon was that was introduced to the game had an ability. Even the ones from Gen 1 and Gen 2, they all had abilities. Okay? So an ability is something that a Pokemon has that is specific to itself. Now, some Pokemon do share the same type of abilities, and some Pokemon have abilities that are specific to that species and that species only. So, for instance, Pikachu and Pichu, I think even Raichu, all three of those guys, even though they're three different Pokemon, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they all share the same ability, which is static. Now, what static does is, if any Pokemon touches Pikachu or Raichu or Pichu, they have the possibility to become paralyzed. Okay, so any physical type moves that you could use on a Pikachu could get you paralyzed. So in Pokemon Go right now, a physical type move is something that a physical type move would be close combat. Something where a Pokemon is punching a lot, you know, something like Iron Tail or Steel Wing or Earthquake. Earthquake is a physical type move as well. So moves like that were moves that could get you paralyzed if you touch Pikachu. I'll give you one more example. Alakazam, for instance, has an ability called Synchronize. So whenever Alakazam is affected by a status condition, burn, poison, paralysis, freeze, any of those, whenever he's affected by that, he will reflect that same status condition back upon the Pokemon that inflicted it upon him. So if you burn in Alakazam, he will be burned, but he will also burn you back. So that's the type of thing where I just don't see how they can effectively put that into Pokemon Go without breaking the game or completely changing the game to something that it just isn't. Because we don't have status conditions in the game, and a lot of people have complained about it. A lot of people have talked about it, written articles about it, because I've seen them and I've read them. And I'm one of the people who have talked about it. But status conditions just don't seem like they would work very well, or they would not work well or be viable in they wouldn't even be, not even that they wouldn't be viable, they would be broken. They would be status conditions in the state that Pokemon Go is right now would be way too good. They would be way too good. There would, like, the battle system would absolutely crumble if status conditions were introduced into the game in the state that it is right now. So there's no way for Niantic to be able to introduce status conditions into this game in the current state. There's just no way. So I just don't think they're going to be able to put abilities into the game, just because so many Pokemon have abilities that inflict status conditions, that reverse status conditions, that heal itself of status conditions. Some Pokemon have abilities that don't allow them to be affected by status conditions at all. So if you put a Pokemon like that in Pokemon Go, its ability would be completely useless. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't think that abilities can be put into the game right now. They're going to have to absolutely overhaul the entire game if they introduce that into the game right now. And I just don't know if that's something that Pokemon Go needs. I don't think Pokemon Go needs to be overhauled at this moment. Now, there are some things that need to be fixed, but overhauled that's a bit much. So one last thing, there are huge chunks of code that have been changed left and right, but they're mostly they're almost exclusively, sorry, bug fixes. Also, new debugging and tracing tools. But the main thing there is that the code changes that have been done left and right are almost exclusively bug fixes. That is big because there are so many bugs in the game right now. A lot of tiny ones. There are a lot of tiny things like me walking around as a silhouette shadow. And then you have major ones like when I'm in a battle and I dodge a hyper beam or a hydro pump or a solar beam, then my Pokemon still takes the damage but then disappears, and then my health comes back but my Pokemon isn't on the screen, and it's like stuck in some weird type of dodge limbo or something like that. So there are bigger bugs that have really need to be fixed for months that they have yet to address. I'm not sure why, but hopefully among these bug fixes that they named right here, hopefully some of those more major ones are a part of those. And there's some that are kind of in the middle, like the ones that I had been talking to you guys about in the past couple of episodes, where I haven't been able to spend the Pokestop in my gold gym that's near where I live. And I'm hoping that they can fix things like that as well, because it's almost like every time they fix something in the game, something else kind of tweaks out a little bit and gets messed up. So hopefully they figure out how to fix these bugs, and not create new ones. That would be ideal. So that's all we got right now, guys. But Gen 3 is on the way. I'm super excited, as I know you guys are as well. But yeah, so I'm gonna ask for you guys to like, subscribe, and make sure you guys come and please support Yan and I as we start on our YouTube journey, because we know that this is going to be a long road for us, but we love you guys, and that's why we're doing it. We're doing it for you, and we hope that you guys will continue to support us, and we want to be able to convert all of our iTunes subscribers into YouTube subscribers. So we're excited about this. Gen 3 is on the way, guys. We could not have picked a better time to start doing YouTube videos, and I am super duper excited. So you guys have a good night. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and all of that stuff. Twitter is the most active one. YouTube as well. All of that stuff is at PokemonGo FM. So go check us out on all of those things, guys. And make sure you, like I said, like and subscribe if you want to get notified every single time we do something. Make sure you click the bell. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Later.